Hello and welcome. It is the 22nd day of June 2017. I'm going to go through a lot of codes. I'm going to go through them very, very fast as I did a recording on this 15 minutes and a little technical error, so I was unable to record it. And I'm going to go backwards in the order that I went, so Bitcoin will be shown last. We got Bella, BELA, which is after having a sideways consolidation, and there's been a lot of these lately, showing nice bullish tendencies, coming up to this resistance pretty much seen in here, back down the support level, further momentum above here, looking pretty good. XEM or NEM, New Economic Movement, having a bearish setup. It's been declining this 18 average, slowly starting to go down below here. Couple key levels of support, but if this thing falls down, where is it that we go to? I absolutely want no part of this code. ZEC or Zcash, which is consolidating within the previous high. Now we got some consolidation within this 18 average band, which is very nice. I think if this thing falls down, I think a key area might be close to this 11 number, and like many of these codes, when you break resistance, boom, boom, there are so many massive moves when you get a nice bullish setup after some sort of consolidation through price and or time. Steam having this sideways consolidation for quite some time now. And these consolidations can take a long time. They can be very choppy, as you can see here. But it's within this 18 average band, and coming down, you got to think at least here on any break below support. And breaking resistance, again, a lot of these codes, big up moves when they happen. Ripple, which I'm looking for either this thing to break above this resistance, but you know what, I'm not going to play it if it does. I think I want to see a bullish setup and a break above here come in, and that's still a decent ways away. I think breaking down by the support, I mean, this can get pretty harsh, which is exactly why I wouldn't want to be long, because the amount of that you could lose on a code like this could be pretty big. I'm away from this completely, but I do have buy orders in for these lower areas in case it does have a huge fall. LTC or Litecoin, which since this decent sized move has consolidated for a few days, has yet to catch up to this 18 average, but it's starting to make these levels a little key, but breaking past this resistance. I don't think it's going to happen soon, but if it does, I mean, boom, watch out. And if there's any bit of a deeper pullback, you know, it's very tough to determine. I mean, you could probably go at the Fibonacci area, which would be somewhere around here, which doesn't coincide with any short-term levels. The 18 average band, that's really what there would be. But this is a tough one to play right now. I got a small position in it, and that's all I'm going to keep at this point. Dash has got this smiley face or cup formation. It's fighting support where it found resistance, huge resistance level in around here. I would expect a decent, okay size move up to previous high. But when these things get going, it can have massive moves. Last time when it left this 18 average in here at like 18, or single O 18, it goes to 12, which was a gain of like 7 times. There could be some tremendous gains when these things break. ETC or Ethereum Classic finding some continued support, and I was talking about the break of this resistance, how much I think this is ready to go. One of those things that should start to break out anywhere between like a few days to a few weeks, and well, it's going to be more than a few days now because it started to retrace. But it's important to note that you can say in here, oh, it's broken resistance, go long. And look what happens. You go along here, and it's down in this area here. If you hold, oh, how you doing in here? As to me, this was a good bullish setup that ended up playing out if you didn't get scared. Maybe that situation will come again, but a lot of times when I see these setups to go on strength, oftentimes why I like them is because if you're going to get hit with some poor results in the near term, it's usually just a little bit, hopefully, and usually not for that long, but just something to consider within such. Looking at the Ethereum and Bitcoin cross, which has already came back to this area in which it came from, area below that would probably be in or around here. Now the web bots have been talking about things like Ethereum and Ethereum Classic Dash and codes like that, Zcash, Zcash, to do very well, especially as we move to the end of the month. So we'll see how this plays out. Of course, like I say in my videos, you're at your own risk reward for everything I state. I'm at my own risk reward for everything he states as well, and I acknowledge that. And because of his track record, I have no problem going long with a lot of these ones, realizing that a lot of these go through these sideways movements and then boom, big move higher. That's been the case with practically every code. The same people are trading these within the free markets. They're pretty much trading the same way with most codes, is up, sideways, up, and maybe big down move, sideways, up, all those types of patterns. So we see this sideways movement. Been a few periods in here, but you know what though? It was a few periods here as well, and look how many more it was. I can never tell how long it will take, but when the market's ready to move, it will. Ethereum priced in dollars is holding in there, you could say barely, but more of this sideways correctionary move within this last move higher. Key resistance obviously in at around 400. And finally, the Bitcoin chart, which for a couple of days has been supporting this previous level of resistance. Therefore, this 18 average range of 28 to pretty much 25 is the sideways conjunction. The range of 28 to previous high is where, well, you're still neutral with the upward bias, and we're ready to break out to new highs. And when that's the case, you could have some pretty big moves. And then the range down from here is, okay, we're leaving the neutrality stage. The 18 average will probably start to decline. Big tested at this previous low at 22. And if it doesn't hold and breaks down in whatever form, then I'd be looking for a play from the 1618 mark. Well, of course, the message of the market will obviously change, and that's what I think is important to do, is as things move on and maybe you notice things are different, okay, how do I adjust the message of the market? And then of course you do so accordingly. But a lot of this stuff has been you got your up move, correction in the band, up move, and then you have the deeper ones that can happen. That's why I'm saying if this doesn't hold, it could go along deeper, but once you leave these things, good move. 18, good move again. Leaving this, big move. So when it leaves this again, usually within the rising section, then you probably have a decent move. Right now, it's just still sideways with an upward bias. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.